Well, the sheriff got a haircut. He wanted to look a little bit more professional, I guess. I love how this was one of the biggest themes on Monday Night Raw tonight, and I'm not even kidding you. One of the biggest themes on Monday Night Raw tonight was that Baron Corbin, the sheriff, the constable of Monday Night Raw, got a haircut. Baron Corbin went from looking like a little goober to now he looks like a high school metal shop teacher that tries to tell me lame stories of his days when he was in high school doing metal shop. Good job, WWE. Hey, what is up, guys? Chase Oliver here, bringing you my WWE Raw review for June 11, 2018. Before I get started with this Raw review, got to give a shout out to my new affiliate, Wrestling with Wrestling, where you guys will be able to see also these Raw reviews, the Chasing WWE Raw reviews. Thank you to Andre Corbeil for letting me be a part of this channel. Go check out WrestlingWithWrestling.com. It covers all four corners of the ring, covers every single aspect of professional wrestling, so go check it out. The link is in the description box down below. And if you're from Wrestling with Wrestling and you're coming to see me, thank you guys very much. Let's get started with this Raw review. Tonight was extremely awkward. I mean, all the superstars were sitting on top of the ladders, cutting these weird promos, saying all like, "I think this guy's gonna win. Oh, thank you for saying that, but I think you're gonna win." What the heck is this like weird stuff? Why are these guys on the ladder? Why are these girls on the ladder? I mean, it just seemed like a disaster. They were talking about random nonsense. I was all like, this is so awkward. Like, why are they in the ring? Why are they on ladders? Couldn't this be saved for later? And all it led to was the opening match where it was a women fatal four-way that lasted way too long and I didn't really care about. I mean, really, to be honest, it just felt super awkward. It was like me filming on my floor or freaking on a ladder himself. And trust me, I tried to get a ladder for the shot, but I couldn't find one in my house. So Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre beat up the successful team of Breezango. Oh, wow. And then afterwards, they cut a promo how they're all like, "We're the best tag team in the WWE. You see this alliance right here? It's not ending. It's taking over." That's right, Dolph. Teddy. I'm sorry. I always think Drew McIntyre saying Teddy from his terrible times on SmackDown back in the day. But really, to be honest, I would say to myself, you know what? I really do like this promo. These guys are cutting good promo. Oh, wait. They ain't the number one contenders to the tag team titles. The B team is. Speaking of the B team, what did they do this week on Raw? They beat up Rhino and Heath Slater, and then Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt said they're going to eat and delete them. Like I said, I think the B team are funny. Bo Dallas, you guys know if you have a history with this channel, you guys know how I feel about Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel's, whatever. But as number one contenders for the tag team titles, I am not that big of a fan of the B team. To me personally, if this was leading to a epic, funny Hardy versus Hardy compound with Smoking Joe Frazier, the kangaroo, kicking Bo Dallas' ass, I would love it. But no, instead we're just going to get quite possibly a big filler match at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which is not fun. So Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal is advertised tonight, and we got a thrilling backstage promo by Roman Reigns, who pretty much just said, "Jinder cost me the Money in the Bank. Now without that, I can't cash in on Brock Lesnar. Now without the Money in the Bank, I won't get a shot to get what's mine. My Universal title, Caruso. Believe that." And the thing is, if Roman Reigns lost that GRR and that was his last chance as long as Lesnar's champion and he had to find loopholes for him to become the Universal champion or get a shot at the Universal title, I would sit here and say, okay, I would understand why Reigns is more pissed at Jinder Mahal. But the thing is, we all know Roman Reigns is eventually going to become number one contender again. So why do they have it where Reigns is cutting this promo? That's why he's mad at Jinder Mahal. Because Jinder Mahal cost him an opportunity at the Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns, you are a walking Money in the Bank yourself. You literally all you have to do is walk around and be like, "I want that title, believe that." Come on, man. The feud between Reigns and Jinder, it just smells so much of filler bullshit that it's bad. But Reigns and Jinder Mahal did not wrestle tonight. Jinder Mahal's a sneaky heel, he is, and he's sent Sunil Singh. Roman got a nice little tune-up match. Jinder got some heat because he beat up poor little Roman. That's what we're getting before Money in the Bank. Isn't that exciting, folks? Now, guys, you're going to get a positive moment this week because the thing is, even though Raw sometimes is pretty bad, there's always that glimmer of hope, and that glimmer of hope is Elias. Now, I don't care if you don't like Elias or not, at least the dude is entertaining, and at least the dude does a good job with his shtick. I enjoy it. It's something that I look forward to every week on Raw. Sometimes it can be a little bit overdrawn and too long, and sometimes I just wish they would get to the freaking point. But man, when that guy starts singing and he starts trashing these towns and everything like that, it's pretty darn entertaining. I had a fun time watching Elias, and then I liked what Seth Rollins did with the guitar and everything like that. Overall, I felt this was the best segment, and it was hyping up an Intercontinental title match that I'm pretty sure will be pretty damn solid at the pay-per-view. See, when WWE does something simple, oh wow, it's actually enjoyable. Can you do more of this, WWE? No, we have to go do some stupid bullshit like an obstacle course? Huh? Let's go! Don't mind me, guys. Sorry about that. I'm just warming up for an obstacle course that I'm going to be challenging later on tonight. Will I film it? No, I'm not that high tech on this channel. But seriously, this Lashley and Sami Zayn feud sucks. Like, it's bad. It's terrible. It's stinky poo-poo garbage. Like, here's the thing. How hard is it? Sami Zayn's an annoying gnat that wants to face Lashley. Lashley's a badass who just came back and beat up his best friend Kevin Owens. So now Sami Zayn wants a shot. Lashley's just like, I don't care. I just want to face anyone because I'm a badass. No, we have to add Bobby Lashley's sisters. And last week, the most personal of personal insults that I've heard in my life. Were you even in the army, Bobby? So now, Lashley has to prove that he was in the army by doing this obstacle course. Now, me being a fat person, I can tell you right now, that obstacle course looked daunting. And I was like afraid. Like I had, we are wild and young, like NXT season 1 and season 2 flashbacks of this goofy obstacle course. I was like, oh no, this ain't going to turn out well. Because I was afraid that Lashley was going to botch it all up, just like how WWE has botched his return. I was saying to myself, this isn't going to turn out well. Lashley's going to trip on the tire or some bullshit. Thank God Bobby Lashley's a beast. Did you see what Bobby Lashley did? Oh my God, he looked phenomenal in the obstacle course. And that's the only positive thing I can say about this segment. At least Lashley looked like a beast. At least Lashley looked like a badass. And at least the fans were kind of getting behind it. Like the fans were saying, what's the big deal with Lashley? Then you see him do this obstacle course. And you're just like, holy shit. I don't care what anyone says. That's legit right there. I know there's probably a lot of you fit wrestling fans will be like, psh, that's nothing. But for a fatty like me, that's fucking impressive. And you got some heat on Sami Zayn. So overall, a terrible segment that somehow worked in WWE's favor. I don't know if I should review this as good or bad, but for me personally, it's still a bad segment, and it brought back terrible memories. WWE, please, once you're done with this terrible Lashley-Zayn feud, you do something right with Bobby Lashley. Please. However, the WWE is lost on certain people. And really, to be honest, I think the biggest candidate for the WWE does not know what to do with this person. They're lost with this individual, and they frankly just don't care about this individual, is Bayley. Remember when Bayley was over? Remember when Bayley was having fans chant, "We want Bayley"? Like I remember Night of Champions, the year that she debuted. I want to say it was 2015, 2014. I can't remember off the top of my head. That one-off match that she had tag teaming with Sasha, and her music hit, and that arena went batshit crazy because it's Bayley was coming. Now Bayley is just so irrelevant. Like she's not even a factor. She's just there. And I feel bad for her, man, because it's like, you guys know me, I'm not the biggest Bayley fan around, but still, she's out here on Raw losing to Ruby Riott. Who the fuck is Ruby Riott? Like for real. What is Ruby Riott? Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, I don't even know what their names are, Hogan. They ain't the Hulk Hogan, baby. And you're trying to tell me that Ruby Riott is beating Bayley on the Go Home show. Like, for real. Bayley's not even in the Money in the Bank. Bayley's not even in a featured match at all on this pay-per-view. Once a bright star for the freaking company, once a girl that had that girl next door type of feel, could attract the children, make the women say that she's a role model, and get kind of some guys to like her, is now just super irrelevant. And to me, that is just absolutely ridiculous. Now, if you guys are new to this channel, there's one thing that we always call Ronda Rousey on this channel, and that's cringe Ronda. Because everything about Ronda Rousey is somewhat cringy, especially when it comes to the microphone. Hey guys. So, Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax. Nia Jax is already somewhat bad on the mic. And then you get this cringe Ronda factor, and you get this horrible, amazing, terrible, and wonderful segment. That's what Ronda Rousey does. She takes stuff that seems like it could be epic and awesome, but can make it terrible and just disastrous at the same time, but still pulls it off as entertaining and enjoyable that everyone can see. If you don't see the star power that this woman has, you are just absolutely insane. Because this segment right here, there was moments where I was cringing, there was moments that I was hyped, and there was times where I was like, I can't wait to see these two women wrestle. And there was times where I was saying, I just don't want to see these two women at all. She just knows how to pull all these different emotions. But man, when Ronda Rousey's on fire, it works. Because man, when Nia Jax cut that lane, I'm like the best. I challenge you because I know I can beat you. And then Ronda Rousey was like, you know, people thought I wasn't ready for the Strikeforce title, but I won it in 4 fights. People thought I wasn't ready for the UFC, and now I'm a Hall of Famer. Like, when she was going in, naming off her accomplishments and accolades, and you just saw yourself, that's why she's the baddest woman on the planet. That's why she is Rowdy Ronda Rousey. That right there was badass. And then when she took that Nia Jax and she put in the armbar, and I know a lot of people were probably pissed at that because they're like, why would you ruin this moment on Raw? No. You need to solidify Rousey as a badass. We know that Nia Jax is the irresistible force. She's not like most girls. But we need to remind people that Ronda Rousey is the baddest woman on the planet. And this segment right here, as disastrous / wonderful it was, did that mission accomplish, took me to where I did not give a crap about this women's match whatsoever, and now I'm even more hyped for it because I want to know what is going to happen. There's still that unknown aspect of how Ronda will work with other women inside the ring, and I just think that's so awesome and terrible at the same time. Cringe Ronda for the win. Hey guys. So the main event tonight from Monday Night Raw was the Fatal 4-Way with the 4 guys from Raw and the Money in the Bank ladder match. We got a bunch of little goofy backstage segments. Wow, novel concept. Build up a main event match with segments. And what I actually kind of liked, and one of my always main complaints when I review shows, is that if you open the show with something, it better lead to your main event. Or it better lead to one of the final segments of the night. Because if you open up with it, it had to be super important where you would follow up and have a conclusive ending. And I like that these 4 guys main evented. And quite frankly, the backstage segments they had, they weren't great, but at least they're building it up. I mean, Kevin Owens was eating food for whatever reason, offering food to Finn Balor, you know, and then saying like, hey, we should have an alliance where we take down Braun Strowman. And then Kevin Owens goes on and to Bobby Roode and tells him the same thing. Then afterwards, Kevin Owens before the match is all telling them this is the plan, and then Braun Strowman comes up and he goes, here's a plan for you. Why don't you 3 take on me? And so they built that up in your mind. They said to yourself, this is going to happen during the match. These 3 guys are going to face each other, face off against Braun Strowman and try to take him down. And they did that. Now, was there some execution problems? Why did they bring out weapons earlier? Absolutely. But for a main event, I can actually say they did a pretty solid job. This was a fun main event. Not going to knock it. Braun Strowman goes over. You've been building up Braun Strowman the whole time as the monster of the match. You've been building up Braun Strowman as one of the potential heavy favorites for the Money in the Bank. Finn Balor got his shine last week on Raw. Braun Strowman got his shine. There you go. Now, will Braun Strowman win Money in the Bank? We don't know about that. But ultimately, I felt that this main event right here was really solid, a fun watch overall, and I liked how they executed it throughout the whole night. This is something I wish I could see more of from WWE, where they actually try and put a little bit of effort into the main event. Because ultimately, the main event is the final and last impression to these people before they go see the pay-per-view this Sunday. Ultimately, this go-home episode of Raw was just a meh episode. Definitely a lot skippable. I would definitely say the Fatal 4-Way main event, if you didn't watch all the segments beforehand, it just kind of comes off as a little bit goofy. But if you did watch the segments, it kind of helps with the Fatal 4-Way main event. That's really like that, the Ronda Rousey segment. Those are like really the only two things that I can kind of suggest you to watching this week on Raw. The rest of it is skippable. I almost feel like WWE just said to themselves like, hey, Money in the Bank is going to sell itself because the whole gimmick of it, the whole aspect of it, that's 2 ladder matches on a pay-per-view. A lot of wrestling fans like ladder matches because it's a bunch of spotty crap. It's an easy sell. We don't need to try. That's really what I feel like WWE has been thinking these last few weeks when promoting this pay-per-view, that once they got who was in the ladder matches, they were like in a Tesla on cruise control, not even trying to get you hyped up or even more excited for the show. So overall, this go-home show was a meh episode. You know, 2 good things, couple little solid things sprinkled here and there, but nothing really too special or memorable, and nothing that really got me excited for Money in the Bank besides Ronda Rousey possibly becoming women's champion in that match in itself. Anyways, what do you guys think about Raw? Please leave your comments down below or tweet me at ChaseOliver68. Remember, guys, just like now, our longest reigning, defending, modern world champion in WWE history, Brock Lesnar. Sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. Ooh. Yo! Check out WrestlingWithWrestling.com. Shout out to my boy Andre Corbeau. Yo!